you're going to increase your overall value, if you will, the perception of who you are and what you can deliver. Whenever you're given a project, you're expected to have a certain turnaround time. The speed in which you respond, the way you execute, the quality of your work, all plays into how people perceive you. And it obviously does impact whether or not you're going to be successful in that particular role. So it is important that you set yourself up to win on every single project. I'm a big fan, and you often hear me use the words under-promise and over-deliver. It works every single time. That's usually the phrase that I use. And that's important because when you sit down with anybody, whether it's your direct boss or somebody else that you're working with in the organization that you're working with on a big project, it's important that you set yourself up with respect to their expectations. Set yourself up to be successful. Under-promise, over-deliver. Let's say the thing that you are working on might take 3 weeks to do in the normal course of business. So you might say, I'll have this for you in about 25, 30 days, 3.5, 4 weeks. I think it's going to take that long because of A, B, C, and D. But as you go forward, you want to try to set yourself up to deliver that in about 3 weeks. You have under-promised, you have over-delivered. Now, the work has to be right. It has to be complete. It has to be mistake-free beyond reproach. So you always want to leave yourself a little margin there to make sure that you can check it, and check it again. Once you repeat this over and over, you'll get a reputation in the organization as someone who always delivers and delivers with excellence. So making sure that you set yourself up with honesty in those early conversations about what you can deliver, when you can deliver it, what kind of resources you need in order to deliver it. And you might also want to have some conversations about what might go wrong. For example, I'll need these 5 resources in order to produce what you're looking for. Now, if we can only get 3 of those resources, this is what the project is going to look like. If we can only get 2, this is what the project is going to look like. But in those early conversations, you want to be very clear that you define what A+ looks like, and that you get agreement on what an A+ job looks like before you leave that conversation. Now, if it's a longer range project, you want to make sure that you have timelines where you check in. Let's say everybody knows that this project is going to be a 9-month project before it is complete, that it's going to be global, it involves people around the organization, it involves outside partners. Again, after that initial conversation and you all have settled on a time for completion, you want to make sure you now go back and say, I'm going to check in at the 3-week mark, or I'm going to check in once these resources come in, or I'm going to set this up in phases. I'm going to define phase 1 as this, and phase 2 as that, and phase 3 looks like this. And we can't go to 2 or 3 until we are complete with 1. But the more that you take control of that timeline and defining those milestones and defining those check-in times, you're going to increase your overall value, if you will. The perception of who you are and what you can deliver will steadily creep up, so that by the time you finish the project, people will have a completely different view of your abilities to manage a project, to define a project, to marshal resources, and to gather groups of people that may be from different parts of the organization and drive them to a successful outcome. It will hold you in good stead, and it will help to enhance your reputation in the organization, thereby helping you to maximize your success in that seat. Go get them.